So today we'll start learning about SAP Fiori. So when you hear about SAP Fiori, what actually came to your mind? Actually, I felt like it was a technical related thing where ABAPers will work. Then after when I start learning SAP S4 HANA, then I understood that that is not a technical based thing which only ABAPers will do. That is an link, browser link, URL. We will have a URL link which we use to log into SAP in addition to the SAP traditional GUI. This is SAP Fiori is a new user interface which we can log in. So let me log off because I was already logged in, and even this, let me log off and let me show you how it looks when we log in for the first time. So this is an URL based login. So if we see here, the client is automatically populated, and we have given the user ID and password, and this is the SAP Fiori Launchpad. Okay, so if we see this SAP Fiori screen, it is very interesting, right? Why we are able to see all the transactions which are related to ESD, means sales order management, sales and distribution. Why we are not able to see our own FI in this SAP Fiori screen? So to understand, actually this SAP Fiori works based on roles. So if we see the roles assigned to this user ID, if we see in traditional SAP, we have to come to SU01 and we have to give our username, and if we click on roles, we can see all the roles which was assigned to our user ID. See, we can see all the sales related roles assigned to our user ID. Because of that reason, we are seeing all sales tabs in SAP Fiori screen. So in brief, if we understand, the Fiori screens can be managed with roles. So the roles are assigned to the user IDs. So the particular user can see only the screens related to the roles which were assigned to them. So this is totally a role based application. So to understand in detail, SAP Fiori apps will work based on the roles assigned in assigned to the user. So roles are independent for SAP Fiori and independent for traditional GUI. So whatever is whatever we can do in traditional GUI will not be applicable in SAP Fiori. If we have an access to transaction FB50 in traditional GUI, the same access is not necessarily available in SAP Fiori. That means these roles will play a major important part in um, getting the what is that in getting these tabs in SAP Fiori. So it's totally a role based application. It is totally independent from traditional GUI. Whatever access both have will not be the same. It is totally independent from each other. So if we see, we have seen how the SAP Fiori is designed. It is totally role based, and these are the few additional characteristics of Fiori. It is responsive, it is simple, coherent means it is clear, and it gives instant value to the information which we have provided. And we have seen SAP Fiori Launchpad, how we will launch the Fiori with web link. And now we will discuss on SAP Fiori application types. So application types are, there are three kinds of applications: transactional applications, analytical applications, and fact sheets. So transactional applications are the applications which which we use while processing the transactions, like creating a purchase order, or posting an invoice. So it helps in processing the transactions which we do day by day. Analytical apps, it's a basic reporting, like we need to generate a report for um, list of vendors, list of customers, list of assets, whatever it might be. It is a basic reporting apps. And the fact sheets are normally used by top management as a dashboard. If they want to know the important information of who are the top 25 customers, means like in the value, or in the debts, or whatever it might be, if they want to see the information in whole with the meaningful reports, they will use this fact sheets. So there are different ways how we can launch SAP Fiori Launchpad. In that, one way is through web browser by providing the URL link which we can get from the basis team. And the other way, if we don't have the URL link, we can directly try in a traditional GUI screen by giving the transaction, this one, /UI to FLP, but it gives this function is not possible. So if we get this kind of error, the last option is we can go to here and give the same transaction code /UI to/FLP Fiori Launchpad, and test it. So we are not able to connect here. So in real time, what we should do is, if anything is not working, then the only option is we need to check with the Fiori consultant to get the Fiori link. These are the few ways how we can launch the SAP Fiori Launchpad. So just to know the fun fact of how they named SAP Fiori. In French, Fiori means a flower. So it's the one of the beautiful things which we can say is the flowers. So, and also it is, if SAP Fiori is a beautiful user experience. So to describe this app, they might feel that this might be the apt word. So in the French it is a Fiori, so they named it as SAP Fiori. Just this is to have a normal information, like fun fact. Actually, this Fiori screen looks a little bit different from which I have seen, which I see they use in the real time. But here normally I can see in this Fiori screen it will appear as apps which we see it on our mobile. But here I was seeing like tabs because this is the test server. I'm not sure which test server I am using. So if we see here list of sales orders, we can say this is an analytical app, and creating sales order, which is a transactional app. And I don't see any fact sheet kind of thing which gives the uh, overall report of the sales, maybe sales performance. So this is a kind of a fact sheet, so which gives overall information about the particular area. um, so these are the kind of apps which are available in SAP Fiori. But again I'm telling this is not the um, existing SAP Fiori screen. Maybe this might be a older version, I guess. So but the new version I have seen is little bit different, where I can see the icons as apps which we see on our mobile device. So if we understand the SAP Fiori screen, how do we know um, the roles which are assigned have the what kind of catalogs or what kind of groups or what kind of apps are available in that roles. So if we move on and check, normally there is a transaction code in SAP, this one /UI2 /FLPD underscore cust, but it is not opening in my system. So if I give it as giving this function is not possible. So if we give that transaction, it will show us the catalogs. It will show us the catalogs which are assigned to this roles, to this particular roles. And in that catalog there will be groups, and again in that group there will be apps are nothing but tiles. So it was aligned like that. So our user is assigned mainly to the roles, and in the SAP catalog screen we can see for this role what are the catalogs are assigned, in this catalog what are the groups, and in this group what are the apps. So let us check the same thing in the SAP Fiori screen, as I was not able to show you the background how it was linked, how the roles are linked to catalogs, groups, and apps or tiles. So let me show you the Fiori screen. So I can show you like these are all called catalogs. So in this catalog again we can see the groups. So we have groups. These are the groups. Under these groups we can see the apps, or these are the tiles, expiring quotations. So this is apps, these are the groups, and these are the catalogs. And these catalogs are assigned to roles, and the roles are assigned to the user IDs. So this is how the link was established in the SAP Fiori screen. So this is actually an important one. So have an idea on this, even it is important. So we understand that these styles um, were assigned to this user based on the roles which was assigned to him, right? These styles will come through the roles. So a particular user assigned to roles, and in that roles there will be catalogs, in that catalogs there will be groups, and in that groups there will be tiles. Oh, these are tiles, these are groups. Okay, so now we see that to this user ID we can see all the sales related um, transactions, or sales related tiles or catalogs were assigned to this user ID. So if we want to assign the finance related roles, how do we know which role to be assigned? For that, normally the SAP Fiori consultant will provide us the roles, and we take the roles, and will, with the help of security consultant, not with the help, only the security consultant will assign the roles to the user ID. Okay, how do SAP Fiori consultant will find the roles? Normally there is an SAP Fiori App Library. In this library there will be all the details related to the SAP Fiori apps. So if we come here, you can see this is the SAP Fiori apps reference library, and we can see all the apps, all apps for SAP HANA, SAP Fiori apps, something all the related information to SAP Fiori. And if we want to know a particular role for any transaction, just we will give the transaction, and we can see the apps related to that particular transaction. See, we have these um, apps related to this company code. Okay, let us click on this, and we can see the app details. Okay, product features. So it gives the details of the product, and also if we want to know the roles, we can see here in which what is this version, in which version we need to check the role. In the configuration we can see this is the catalog, but I am not sure where to check the roles. If we are not sure what actually is the role, we can check with the Fiori consultant, and later on provide the role to the security person, so he will assign the roles to the particular user ID. So if we want, we can just check what are all the things available in this Fiori library, as we are new to this. So this is the work done by SAP Fiori consultant, so no need to worry about these things. Okay, so if we see, at least we found the catalog for it. So implementation information, if SAP is for HANA 2020, and where is that? So configuration, in configuration we can find this is the catalog. So if we understand how this SAP Fiori has evolved, nowadays we understand the new generation expectations, like the technology is constantly evolving at rapid pace, and even most people are equipped with at least one mobile device. We know that each and every one have 2 3 mobile devices, but at least one mobile device is there for each person, is available with each person. So everyone know how to navigate through mobile. This new evolution has become a new standard, and even for SAP, customers are demanding the same ease in operating the business processes. So with all these things, SAP has come up with SAP Fiori as new phase for all the SAP products to business users, which they can use across the devices. So as we discussed, any company needs to evolve according to the new technology, how it is developing across the market. So even SAP has. So just to understand the is about SAP applications which was developed in Fiori, we have 3 different kinds. So if we see the new apps, what does it mean is that functionality is not at all available in ECC, but they have newly developed in Fiori. Like if we see the BW reports, the reports which we were generating in BW with graphics and with the I don't know, like the BW reports will be totally different, right? We can't get such kind of reports in ECC. So they have such kind of things which were developed in Fiori are totally new. Such kind of such kind of apps are called new apps in Fiori. They were not available in ECC. Renew is nothing but that was available in ECC, but they means like they changed something or upgraded something in Fiori through the app. While developing the app, or while they were converting the thing to Fiori, or when they are developing the same process in Fiori, it was totally renewed. So that is, those apps are called renewed apps. And enable, so these were not available in ECC or not available in Fiori. If uh, clients want to develop their new apps, they can do it in this enable application. So by this we understand that ECC is a function based application and have multiple logins. So if we take an example, if we want to create a vendor master, we need to give the financial information as well as purchasing organization information. For that we use the same transaction code XK01. But in Fiori we have two different roles for that. Financial the app which was related to finance will be handled by financial person, and the app related to purchasing organization will be handled by purchasing organization department. So like that, Fiori is a role based and ECC is a function based. And in Fiori, once we log in, we can get all the different apps in a single screen. But in ECC we will be logging in, means like we are logging through multiple logins. So we already discussed on the Fiori application types. There are transactional, analytical, and fact sheets. And the okay, if we do you know that we can use SAP Fiori even in SAP ECC? Actually, I thought no, but it seems from the latest version like EHP7, they can use ECC if they are using SAP HANA database. I think so. But analytical and fact sheets will only work on SAP HANA database. But in SAP S4 HANA there are no such issues. All works in SAP S4 HANA. So the final thing to discuss in this is about SAP Help Portal. SAP Help Portal is the one which will be covered with all the information related to SAP. So just in Google, if we search by giving SAP S4 HANA 2020 help on premise, we will get help.sap.com portal. In this we can get all the PDFs and one important document called Simplification List, where we can find what are all the changes done in S4 HANA when we compared with ECC. What transaction got obsolete and which is the new transaction they have created against that old transaction. Everything can be found in this portal. Just click on implement on the top, and the most important thing for when we convert the ECC system to SAP S4HANA system, this guide will be useful. Conversion guide supports the conversion from SAP ERP to SAP S4HANA, and we can see, and this is one of the important document, and one more is simplification list for SAP S4HANA. So custom code migration guide for SAP S4HANA. Okay, this simplification list focuses on what needs to be considered in an implementation or migration project from SAP ERP6 to SAP S4HANA. It will provide us all the details. So it is 1120 pages. So no need to worry, like if we see, this document covers all the SAP modules. So just we need to look after for our for our FI. So if we see the FI thing will have only few pages. So this controlling, the cash management is just some 14 pages, and controlling, so we can see the general ledger 20 pages, treasury and risk management. So like this we have few pages, and there's not all the 1120 pages related to FI. There are 50 to 100 pages related to FI, so we can go through it, and it might show like mm, what are the different, what are the things changed from SAP ECC to SAP S4 HANA. So if we need to check for an example, let us go to page number 300, and we can see, so you are doing a system conversion and transition work list. So it will give few details of what needs, how we need to prepare for the migration. So much details about all the, so I'm just checking for FS00. Okay, like that we get all the information related to the new related to new developments happened in SAP S4 HANA. So from this help.sap.com we can download all the important documents and can be used while migrating or implementing the new SAP S4 HANA system. Okay, I think I will stop with this in this video, and we will discuss further in our next video. Thank you so much, and please let me know if you need anything more what I am explaining. Please leave a comment in the comment section, so I will be happy enough to add more details in my next videos. Thank you so much.